Radical transformation of KK regime since the days of campaign is something that is going to haunt their first term. And if I take you back, I give you a very good flashback of a Kenya Kwanza regime campaigning, the image that was portrayed and what the country, or rather the population, is seeing now are two different things. Kindly subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell and like our video. Thank you very much for those who are watching our podcast. And I want to start again taking this opportunity to send condolences to families that have lost their loved ones. And also we are sending prayers for quick recovery for Kenyans that are suffering injuries and wounds after the 3 days of mass action of the protest. We are sending hugs and again a very special prayer to my friend Pauline Njoroge, who was also arrested in Kilifi. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, things have changed, and just this evening I was trying to look at this picture and it's simply not coming out. The Kenya Kwanza that campaigned in church platforms, praying and spending every weekend, even opened an altar in the official residence of Deputy President, is not one that you still imagine that 9 months later will get to the top of the cast and celebrate dark forces that are brutalizing the population. KK campaigned on a platform of spiritual kingdom, and they portrayed themselves, the leaders, they are saints, or not really saints, but they actually portrayed themselves as people who are obeying God. I really wonder whether those, including those who are close to power, now sitting in the political power, would still imagine that it is them who were road to presidency through the spiritual kingdom. In order to make it straight, are church leaders that campaigned and embraced Ruto still taking pride in power? Ruto immediately after ascending to power even disbanded an SSU unit, which was largely mentioned on matters extrajudicial executions during Uhuru Kenyatta's last days in office. And we were told freedom is here. But how fast things have changed is something that worries many. 9 months later, we are talking about forced disappearances, arrests and delayed arraignment in court, and intimidations and witch hunt. Things have changed very fast. Yes, you will not think that one day heartbreaking photos of people crying over loss of lives will come. Handling of the protests, however, has shown Kenyan people the face of raw power. But the tragedy that has failed the country is to see even senior citizens like Oduor cheering what is happening in the country. There is a very tired narrative that personally don't appreciate when people say that Uhuru, it's right to Uhuru to go through hell, or Uhuru's family to be hounded because of what happened in the past. 1 + 1 can only be 2. 1 + 1 cannot be 3, cannot be 3, and cannot be 4. So it doesn't make it better, even if someone went through something and now the family has to go through it, because life has a way of balancing. And what I'm saying here is this. This transformation of Ruto and Kenya Kwanza being attached to the spiritual kingdom to now embracing dirty schemes that are really creating tears and bleeding their population is something that cannot be taken lightly and can haunt their first term. This is why. Slowly and slowly, we are shaping a narrative of freedom. But as people gear towards the next general election, there is already a discussion about economic change or economic revolution, and that's what William Ruto is. That's the platform they campaigned, and that is the platform on which government agenda is premised under the better bottom-up economic transformation agenda. But because of the prevailing situations, probably the economic prosperity might not be achieved. But with the shrinking space, there will be a narrative that will emerge. And Kenyans might find themselves going to the next election looking for freedom. This was part of a package that KK promised people. That long gone are those days that you will start making calls through WhatsApp. Long gone are those days that you will not fear. But then, it seems things have changed. And what will haunt William Ruto's first term is the fact that there would be a demand or there would be a need for Kenyans to go to an election looking for freedom. You know, it's freedom everywhere because the taxes is already shrinking people. So it will be freedom from taxes, it will be freedom from arrests, and I think leaders forget so fast. One of the euphoria that Ruto used to consolidate a support base, let's just say the truth. One of the tools Ruto used to consolidate his support base and to shell people from Uhuru Kenyatta and to pluck people from Uhuru Kenyatta was these scenes of arrests. Rigathi Gachagua to date has a bit of venom against Uhuru Kenyatta because he says he was arrested in the morning and mishandled and mistreated. And that was used to emotionally consolidate the team that supported William Ruto's presidential bid. I don't know whether that will still be now. And it's true the president has gone back to campaign trail and probably to manage the situation, but that is the truth. The second aspect in which the protests and sheer power is going to haunt William Ruto's first term is the population will get wary and be this time more keen on political posturing. And I dare repeat this again. Kenya Kwanza has lost its grip of the hustler nation. And by extension, William Ruto is no longer chief hustler. And so projecting yourself as a hustler that has failed. Secondly, projecting yourself as a Christian and as a man who respects God and around the Christian values, that has also collapsed because of what has been happening. The country is saying, because even the Bible is saying, you need to be accommodative and reconciliatory. The Bible, the Christian values does not support revenge. But what as the political team has served is sheer revenge. So because the population is saying, yes, this is the chief hustler. We've not seen the hustler thing. This is the man we perceived, spiritual kingdom, touted as a man who just arrived from heaven. That is not being said. So the next phase of posturing, how will posture, I really want to take keen interest, probably 2 years, I hope God will give me life, probably 2 years to 2027. We will know we will see how we will posturing, as who, I don't know. In 2027, there was a different aspect. Lastly, Ruto will use the support of the foreign support since the population is shifting. One of the reasons why Ruto had a very smooth ride in terms of campaign and even resource mobilization towards the August 2022 general election is because he capitalized on failures of Uhuru Kenyatta and successfully won the hearts of the vulnerable. And I know that even in the international community, the foreign powers that could have supported him realized that we are aligning ourselves with the population where the people are. That's it. Everyone wants to align with a popular person that they know, of course. So we need to look at it keenly. And I do believe that the best that can happen is to make sure we don't lose our democratic principles. As we get towards general election, this transformation is here. Will not also go extra mile to retain power, because first term is technically screwed. Maybe. Thank you.